think I'm actually all set up to actually do things here in the first minute. Weird, right? um, I can't tell if the music is too loud. I need to get posted on Patreon real fast, which everything's all set up. I just need to hit play. Okay, that delay's not bad. But I think what I'm going to do is let's mute that one and show all controls, unmute you, right? Oh, very well. Right? Okay. Man, I hope Sam shows up so that I can figure this out. And in case anybody is curious, I am playing no copyright songs on YouTube. So, no copyright bashing, please. Thank you. Okay, so, man, we are only 2 minutes in and I am ready to go. That is not like me. It is usually 7, 10, but here we go. Sorry, I wasn't prepared for this. Being ready already. Yeah, the kids slept downstairs last night, so I decided to hit site B or D again. I even have my video board this morning under my arm. So, anyway, what we're gonna do, as I was looking at this, I thought we were done with this yesterday. Uh, I'm never done. Let's just put it that way. Um, but I do want to add sort of a ash layer around the bottom, just kind of set it apart. And then on this one, we'll be doing some, how do I want to put it? Little purple flowers, I guess. Um, but like clover flowers, we'll be using some sand for that. And then, yeah, we'll kind of go from there. This one's going to take a couple more steps than this one. Um, this one's mostly dry brushing. Actually, it's just all dry brushing. So this one will happen second. This little guy, we're going to put sand, and we are also going to dabble in some lighter flocking to put around the water and maybe kind of running up the hill or something. I'm not sure yet. I'm kind of excited. So without further ado, let's go. And for anybody wondering, I am just in my garage. That's where Site D is. I can actually come out here. I set a desk out here a bit ago, and it actually is turning out quite well for this. So I may switch sites. But right behind the computer is a 3D printer that I am currently trying to fix and can't. At least not 100% yet. Like 90% there. We'll see. I may need somebody smarter than me. All right. So to get this glue on, I'm not sure what I want to use just yet because this is for the purple, so I want to brush it. And in fact, I probably should have put it direct on. So I want this in a couple of spots. And the biggest issue I'm going to have with this is going to be the glazing. And I don't know how else to describe it, but it's the shine that the glue gives behind everything. You can't really see it. Well, maybe you can a little bit, but there's like a glazing or like a shine under the grass where the glue is. And I can fix that. I just need to do it, I guess. This brush is stiff enough. For anybody that has an affinity for brushes or art supplies, I am terribly sorry. That is just not my life. So I apologize if I use brushes that offend, as it were. So I could have used a thinner glue. And in fact, I didn't use this glue for a long time. This stuff is just, it's so sticky. I love it. So see, just a little fat patch there. Take my paint or my sand, and my sand I will also do a video on at some point. It is just literally sand and alcohol ink, and you just mix it around and let it get dry. So I don't want this to be too heavy. Like, I don't want this to be solid. I just want it to be noticeable. Get all of the glue, or as much of the glue as possible, so you don't get that shine through. See, once this dries, it's going to look spectacular. And I'll do another one of those over on this side just to keep it sort of balanced, right? Glue, smaller patch though. There are some internal processes, right? Decision making that I do on the fly that obviously you're not privy to, because not everything comes out of my mouth. It's actually incredibly hard for me to just keep talking through this sometimes because I'm not a part of the talking generation. I tend to be quiet when things are important and whatnot. So sometimes it's difficult for me to remember to keep talking. That's why I think the format for the what's it's well, you guys haven't seen it yet, so talking about it's pretty useless, but I'll do it anyway. I have a new format that I think I talked about in stream yesterday a little bit, but basically it's just time lapse. So every time I do a step on any of the miniatures, yeah, see, and then as that dries, you'll see it kind of evens out. It makes it more subtle, so it doesn't look like a block of purple. I may actually put another small one at the back here because I kind of like the way this is looking. But I've just put my brush in the water. All things are fixable. And that which is not fixable, don't have to worry about. You can't fix it. Maybe I'll use some of this that I haphazardly put here. Okay. So all I'm doing is, yep, just stippling and dabbling glue on to spread it out. So really, man, the amount of glue it takes for some of these subtle little effects is nothing. And there it is, brush in the mouth again. Sorry. Can't help myself sometimes. All right, so I've got a third little patch. My general theory is that odd numbers look better, and I can actually prove that on one of the pieces that I just finished because I took pictures of it, and there are features on it that there's only 2 of them. And you know what? I'm gonna go grab it because it's live stream, and this is only going to my top tiers anyway. So I'm gonna go grab it and show you guys. Give me a second. Okay, so what I did, right, is I started with the 3 bases. And anybody who's watched these, I know it's only been my buddy Sam that's actually watched them at any point so far. But in the future, I expect that more will be watching. So this whole series, um, I had the 3 bases that I started with, right? I had this one, I had the fire one, and then I had the stacking pools. And the stacking pools have kind of disappeared over the last couple of live streams because trying out a different format. I can't wait to do one from start to finish. But here's what I mean about odds and evens. Okay. So here is the stacking pools. Okay. I kind of finished it yesterday, right? So it looks amazing. It even looks amazing in person. There's nothing wrong with it. The only problem is I harvested those silly little puffballs from a walk that I went on with my wife and my mother in law. And there's only 2 of them on this piece. Okay, these little guys. Boop, 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 boop. Yeah, there's only 2 of them, and it's driving me crazy. I'm going to add another one at this little puff back here because it needs 3. So to me, odds just look better, and even the little dried grass clumps that I made yesterday that I'll have to do for a video at some point. There's 5 of them on there, so like I held true to the odds. So the pools, there's 3. The little grass clumps, there's 5 of them on there. I made like 40 yesterday. It was awesome. I'll have to show you guys. Anyway, so yeah, there it is. That's as early access as you could possibly get, because I haven't even finished the time-lapse video completely yet. So that's that. I think it looks amazing. It's really cute. But, you know. Okay, so we've done this to this. We've got the purple on there. And that's what I mean about the odds and evens, is that I think things just look better when they're one-offed, because it leaves something unique. It leaves something not partnered up. And I don't know why that is. I don't know if there's some sort of psychological thing that represents. Maybe. I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. But now we can move on to this guy. So this one's easy, right? Oh, I can't really save this sand because I'll just end up with a bunch of flocking in it. Yep. Darn it. But that's okay because I've got plenty. I don't hardly use any at a time, and I have had this color of sand for almost a year. So I think I can waste some. Just a little bit. All right, so for this guy, all we need is a black. Inside joke. So barely any dry brush, which I count as these, like, I don't know, horsehair brushes almost. Wow, I'm actually getting really low lag. So this is going to be not as subtle because I really want to darken this edge because I want this ash ring to be kind of prominent. And so I'm going to make this edge pretty dark. But I'm using wrought iron from Folk Art rather than a straight black. And the reason for that is because it is just lighter than black, but it's also slightly chalkier, which takes the lighter dry brushings so much better. I don't know why. But it's great. If you don't have a ton of extra money and you want to get into things of this nature, trying to find materials can be difficult sometimes. And paints are particularly annoying because good ones cost really good money because they're worth it. Some of us lesser incomed humans have to make do. So I know that everybody likes using nice paints. I do too. Actually, I don't know that for sure. Not sure I could tell you the difference between a really good paint. That's not true. I could. Yeah, I am a contractor in real life, so well, I guess this is all real life. Yeah, I build homes, so yeah, I kind of know what I'm doing. At least with construction. Artsy painting, like color wheel, that sort of thing. Probably should check it out more, I think. All right, so see, I didn't go very subtle, right? I kind of really darkened up that ring. And what that's going to allow me to do is get the white on there and really just. That's going to pop so good. I'm so glad I decided to do this. I'm laughing because there's I just sometimes you have a good idea and it's one of those times you do something or think of something that you normally necessarily wouldn't have, but there's never a witness around for it, and anybody who watches this is my witness. So I had a good idea, and here it is. Boop 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 boop. Now, excuse me a second. I need a vape break. So the other thing this allows, right? Like, just look at the difference in color. Like, look how gradiated that gets. And so it just goes from it'll be black and ash to darkened and then up into the fiery crystal. It's going to be freaking cool. I may actually have to re-yellow it and re-orange it a little bit just to kind of give that flame up towards the top. Not gonna lie, it's kind of another reason why I like the time lapse format. I can vape without any issues. Although not that it's an issue, just I feel like it's weird doing it on camera for some reason. That was really loud. My bad. Not just for you all, but for my house. Okay, so we got our dry brush and stuff in the water because we don't want black mixed in there. That wrought iron is great. It's funny the detail you can get with putty and paint. Maybe that's what I should name the channel. Now, so I've got the white. I'm just gonna kiss it, right? Not even really not gonna brush. I'm barely touching it because I just want the ash on that little layer. No, I'll dress it up here a little bit more, just because I want it on sort of the piece at the front here. And I know you can't really see it, but the technique here is actually a little, I'm going to way exaggerate it, is actually a little tiny circle so that you're actually brushing stuff on peaks rather than just touching them. I know that's, like I said, it's probably a little hard to tell what I'm doing, but that was basically exaggerated. And now that the paint is kind of disappearing off the brush a little bit better, I can get a little bit more aggressive. And then I'm bringing it up on the pool because obviously it'd be less hot. So that's the other thing about these folk art paints. They are really good for dry brushing. And then I'm just basically taking it and flicking it on the very bottom edge to make sure I get ash look where I want it. And kind of even out the tones because there's some red under there and orange. There's a little bit of everything. There. And this piece is, I mean, it's almost there. So you kind of get, this is probably a little bit up on here. There we go. Yes. Okay. So you can see the gradient, right? So you've got ash layer into burn layer and then up into the fire, which I really like. I think it turns out really good. It's a little dark, not on camera, in person, IRL. I forgot where I was doing that. Oh, so some minor detail work. So I'm going to be doing a fire piece where I'm going to be rubbling. So look forward to that. The fire pieces that I rubble. Oh, right, in here. Teehee. Gotta clean off that. There we go. There is a fire crystal lake piece that I can now take pictures of, get on Patreon, and you have joined the journey to getting it here. Thank you. So that piece is pretty much done. I will probably put felt on the bottom or something. But yeah, pretty pretty happy with that. Not too shabby. So I did just get a little bit of white in here just because I wanted it kind of around the pool. Goes in there. I'm going to take another sip of this. Here's going to be the harder part for me because I've got to get this flocking in specific places. And this glue is sometimes very fun to work with. So I think what I'll try to do is use the craft stick scooper. And instead of trying to spread it with a brush, I think what I'll do is glob it with this thing and then tease it with it, which might work. So far, seems to be working out pretty well. Might actually have to use the glue squirt into that corner. Oh, probably need more here too. So all I'm doing is I am guiding the glue around in globs so that I can flock it. And the reason this is kind of tedious is because I want it to be less of a general flocking and more of a binding effect. You can see I'm kind of forming it into like little vines. And it's less that I want it to be vines and just more that I kind of want it to look like it's spreading out that way. And I'll show you a little closer here what I've done with the glue once I get done. I mean, I'm pretty sure you can see what I'm doing with it anyway, but I like the idea of things spreading, especially when you're dealing with fantasy campaign things, because as I just finished Stranger Things yesterday, problems, when not dealt with properly, just get bigger. And yeah, so the feeling of impending things to come is ever constant in games, fantasy games. Never beat the final boss. Okay, so I think we've got a good. Oh, that one came separated. Let's change that. That's the only problem with dealing with glue like this is that it doesn't. Its structural integrity is not ideal. All right, so we've got our vines. I'm just going to start a sprinkling and hope for the best, really. I don't really use this technique very much, so I don't really know what to expect out of it. It was just an idea that had kind of come to me, not going to lie. Happens a lot around here. So basically, you just cover everything, right? Then you shake or tap it off, and then you've got your. How's it going to look? How's it going to look? Anybody want to place bets? Oh, we're not actually going to know till it dries, it looks like. That's okay. Oh, we're at the half-hour mark already. That's okay. We're almost done with this section. So what did we do? We flocked. Well, we didn't actually flock. So here's what it looks like now. I will do probably another live stream video on just this one. This one is done. So I can do a feature on that. Just another, I want to get the bush on here. I want to make sure this vining turns out okay. I know as it dries, it'll flatten out a little bit, which is fine. I could have it do that quite happily. Thank you for joining me this morning. I'm glad that I was able to be semi-prepared for you instead of spending several minutes getting ready. But that should be kind of the standard going forward. because I kind of like doing these in the garage. So I might just do them out here, just as a standard fare. Again, thank you so much for supporting me. To my patrons, thank you so much. To anybody who's watched this, just to, I don't know, check something different out instead of all of the ADD-ridden YouTube videos out there, I guess. Thanks for watching. I hope you hang out. I hope you join me on Patreon. I would love for you to subscribe, but I do have plenty of free content as well for anybody that wants to check me out. I'm not all about making money. I am more about spreading this this tiny hobby. I don't know why. It's fun. For people that enjoy it, it's fun. I don't know. Anyway, there's Firebase is done. I will get that onto its own feature. Probably, I don't know if it'll be today. We'll see. But in any case, I'm going to get this thing drying, and then I cannot wait to see how that turns out. As always, happy gnoming. I hope you enjoy your day, and just always, every day, enjoy whatever it is you do. Thank you.